styles models Gooch on as he becomes the first man to land a solo cover of Vogue magazine. It is literally a dress for men. So, are you ready for your first men's dress?
I mean, it depends. Like, how short of a cut is it? Is it knee length or is it higher?
He looks like he's in the hills above the above the Atlantic Ocean in England. And those English cliffs. Could be in Ireland. I'm not sure. And he's wearing a dress. It looks like a gown, that you'd wear to like the Oscars.
Right.
But it looks like something like, Glenn Close would wear to the Oscars. And those wires that they used to put underneath dresses to make them poof. It's really weird looking. But he's literally wearing a gown for Vogue. So
wow. I mean, that would have been quite the set to have got her. Imagine like papping that set. You make some serious money there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Sure. Wow. Okay, wait, there's more, dude. I'm going down the list here. He's wearing a dress. And I mean, they're kind of pulling it off as a kilt, but no, it's not. It's not a kilt.
Well, I remember years and years ago, Beckham, as a fashion statement, wore like a sarong, which kind of looked like it was like a long skirt. You remember that? Like, God, that's probably 15 years or so ago, a long time ago.
I do.
Yeah, I don't think I'm into the man in a dress look. But to each his own.
And the way he's pulling it off in this, it's airy, so he can do what he wants, but it's not working out right.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
This is my thing.
I don't care if it's Vogue or whatever. That is your thing. And let's do that, okay? Because mine is sitting in here, ready to come out.
Oh,
in my Josh Wingerter. My Josh Wingerter lunchbox, ready to go. But why don't you go first?
I was going to put mine in my Josh Wingerter lunchbox, but it's packed already.
You look like you're almost in a jacuzzi cam.
Yeah, I am in, listeners and viewers, I am in car cam. I am in my car, on my driveway, drinking a beer. My wife is currently painting the house back to its neutral whites that it started in. The Union Jack on my closet is now white. It was very upsetting seeing that painted over. A week today, I am moving to Sunside Studios. I am joining Mark by the ocean.
Yes, and we can't wait for you to get here. So you're drinking, it looks like a Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Nevada Torpedo, an extra IPA.
Yes.
It's delicious. Delicious.
Yeah, those are always good. Love those.
Yeah. I've built myself back up to the 7% beers.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're waiting for that. We've been waiting for that. Now we're here.
Yeah.
Well, I will open up mine. What is in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
It is a welcome to El Segundo. Welcome to El Segundo, South Bay Bubble, because
look at that.
Jedi will be entering the South Bay Bubble, and this is the first beer dedicated. Hopefully that cracked.
Oh, beautiful.
The last one did not.
Yeah, that's a good-looking beer right there. Good-looking beer.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess we should say hello and welcome everybody, right? We've just gone off talking.
Okay.
Welcome, listeners, to the PPC, the Paparazzi Podcast. I am Jedi, sat in my car, my office, my bubble. Yeah, in my driveway. Mark's there in Sunshine Studios.
Studio.
Sunshine. Yeah, sunshine, sunshine
And
studios.
it was sunshine today. I mean, I was at the beach till sunset tonight.
It was a scorcher, wasn't it? That's the kind of day that makes me wish we were at the beach already.
Yeah. Well, this time of year, which you could look forward to, is they build up the big sand dunes to protect the houses and homes and stuff that are at sea level.
Yeah.
They build up these sand dunes just in case, the surf gets big during the storms and stuff, that it protects them. So they've got these big, huge sand dunes, and we go on the boogie boards, and we call it sunset sand surfing.
That sounds freaking awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm down for that.
Of fun. Yes.
Talking of
enough
fun.
About
yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. Tell us about your fun. Any fun?
Oh my goodness.
Any fun? Any action? Any fun?
Mate, I have turned on my camera once this week, and the pictures were so awful I didn't even send them in. Yeah, it wasn't a fun week for me. I only worked a couple of days this week.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing to report. We're still working on the story I was working on all last week as well. We've got pictures in the bag. We're just developing the story still, waiting for it to, mature before we can send it all out. And so I can't really talk about anything again, unfortunately, work-wise, but I've been up to this week, which is a shame. But again, hopefully, next week I can get into it properly. I know the viewers on the Social Nostra YouTube page and you listeners as well are dying to know what I've been up to, as is Mark, who knows nothing as well. So hopefully I can get into that soon anyway.
Yes.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, same here. I've got a couple of, random sets, but the one set that I'm working on, I still can't talk about. We put up a little snippet on the Instagram, and we've got a few bites out of it. It was a Mark Wahlberg and Denzel Washington post that just went crazy, and there was a lot of comments coming in there, and one of them was, how long have you spent on a job? Because I mentioned on the post that I spent 9 hours waiting for that 2 shot of Denzel and Mark, and Mark. And it made me think, well, the one that I'm working on right now is 2 weeks in, and I'm probably going to go at least another 2 weeks because I'm waiting for them to start shooting again. But as far as a 1 day sit, just a 1 day sit, it's usually maybe 9 to 10 hours. What about you, Jedi? How long do you think you've waited for 1 day pictures?
Oh geez, I remember. Oh man, we're going way, way back. I remember one day I had a tip. I was working with another guy. It was on a photo shoot in the Hollywood Hills. We had no idea what time the shoot started. It was myself and Scottish Andy. We were working together. It was his birthday as well, actually. It was a long time ago. It was his birthday.
Wow.
And I think it was Kate Moss, Naomi Campbell, and one other British old school model as well. I can't remember the name of her. But anyway, we had this tip that it was up in the Hollywood Hills. So we got there for, I always kick off early, 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I think we were there 8:30, 9 a.m. Nothing. Waited all day. We knew it was happening. We could see stuff being set up. And this was it was a 500 mil shot as well. It was a long, long shot. And we could see stuff being set up all day, and we wait. And it gets dark. And this is summertime dark as well. So it's 8:30. And we can still see stuff happening through the binos. And we're waiting. And it was 10 p.m. they started the shoot. 10 p.m. And I think we wrapped up around midnight. So that was an 8 a.m. start till midnight. Let me do some math. That's 16 hours. That was a 16-hour day.
10 p.m.
Yeah, 16-hour day. Wow. And the shots were dog shit as well. Because we were shooting on the 500. We were trying to catch the photographer who was actually doing the shoot. We were trying to catch his flash to get the pictures. So it's obviously manual focus as well on a 500 mil lens from a long way away. I think that's probably one of the longest days I've done that I can think off the bat. I'm sure I've done longer days, Because I do a lot of out of town jobs, and they generally start early, and they go on, and all bloody night long basically, and you're willing to put the time in because you've got nothing else to go and do. You've got no family to go home to, you've got a cold hotel room. So I've definitely done some longer days on the road, but nothing springs to mind right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of long days, out there. It's hard to kind of narrow them down of which are the longest and stuff. I mean, I've done the same thing where I've waited well into the night to get pictures. I think my longest wait was Justin Timberlake. It was a Justin Timberlake video. It was downtown, and I was in a parking structure that looked over the set. So I was maybe on the 5th level of the parking structure.
Yeah.
And I knew it was going to be a night shoot. So I got there at, maybe 8:00, 9:00, but I settled myself in this parking structure. And this is not the best neighborhood down there at all. It's, it's sketchy no matter what. And when you're the last car in this parking structure, one of the last cars, it gets a little sketchy. You got a lot of people walking in and out, walking up and down, walking past your car.
Yeah.
And you want to keep it on. You want to look in your phone. You want to do stuff. So like you're in your car. People might notice that you're in your car and they might be a little sketched about it. But I waited. I had it with the radio at least. And they started talking about Justin being elevated, taken up on wires above a huge like bonfire. Like he was going to be taken up like Jesus over this bonfire. And if they raised him up, he would have been at my eye level,
Wow.
where it would have been. So I waited for it. I kept hearing him talk about it. Right. I was there, maybe not 9 or 10 hours, but I was there a good 5, 6, 7 hours. This was, probably 3, 4 in the morning, 2, 3 in the morning. And I hear, okay, bring Justin out. He's going to do this shot. He walks out. He looks at what he's about to do. They say, oh, Justin wants to do this once just for a practice, just to see if he wants to do it. I said, fine, that's cool. If he doesn't,
yeah, that's great.
I'll still get it.
Yeah.
Maybe not. So they put him in the straps. They get him ready. They say, no, Justin doesn't want to do it anymore. It's too much for risk. He doesn't want to do it. He's out. He's done. And I didn't get any shots that whole night long.
Oh, mate, that's killer. Can you remember the name of the movie?
It wasn't a movie. It was a music video.
Oh, my God.
It was a music video with Jay-Z. Some song that he did with Jay-Z. I'll try and remember, and I can maybe figure it out. So you could watch the video and see. Maybe we'll even put a couple of clips of maybe where he would have been. Or maybe they CG'd him even after that. I don't even know. But it was him and Jay-Z, and I got some shots, of some random stuff, but it was nothing as good as what I could have got,
Oh, that's just absolutely brutal, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I got home at like 6 a.m.
Talking of like all these long days, I mean, sometimes it goes completely the opposite, and you have like, pictures in 5 seconds, and your day, being freelance, like yourself, your day could be done within 10 minutes as well. Like it does swing both ways. Can you think of like the shortest day that you've ever done? Like you've pulled up at a house, said celebrity has come out right away, and bing, bang, bong, click.
Yeah. I mean, it actually happens all the time, especially on movie sets that I work on, that you'll get a really good shot. They'll be shooting all day, and they're going to be shooting all day, but you get that shot right away. That when we talked about a couple of weeks ago or a couple of podcasts ago, where it was the Justin Bieber, where I probably could have waited, but I wanted to get the first shot of that. Sometimes it doesn't work out where you want to get the first shot. You just end up getting the first shot. But what the listeners probably don't know is, in any production at all, when they're shooting for the whole day and they're going, into the night, or let's say till sunset, 90% of the time, 9 out of 10 times, that last shot of the day is the shot that you want.
Yeah.
They always save the best for last,
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been plenty of times where I've got the shot early. I can't remember any offhand because there are plenty of them. But yeah, but but always wait for the last shot if you can.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what like has been my quickest day. I mean, I've carried on throughout the day anyway, because, being a staff photographer, it's usually on to the next job. But I remember, like, who the hell was I working? I think it might have been like Sarah Hyland or something like that, where I literally, she lives 5 minutes away from my house. I started the day, 7:30, 8 o'clock, left the house, drove past, and she pulled out right in front of me and, goes to grab a Starbucks on the corner, gets gas afterwards. And, it's 8:15 and I've already got a set in the bag. I love it when that happens. It's usually always a great day when you can nail, a nice early set, or maybe another set. 2 sets by noon is always like a good day.
Yeah, I would always joke with other photographers that if you could get it before 10 a.m., it was always before 10 a.m. If you get it before 10 a.m., then you're good to go. But sometimes it's funny because sometimes you'll get those and you'll say, okay, I'm done for the day. And then no, you keep going and you get 4 or 5 sets for the day,
Well, that's it.
Because you're just on a roll.
Yeah, you've hit the ground running and you get the first one and it's like, okay, well, let's keep going. Let's go. Good things happen.
Yeah. But if you have the rest of the day where you got some stuff to do, then you're just going to go do it.
I wanted to touch back on something you mentioned earlier. You mentioned we had a good number of hits on a Denzel picture on Instagram. Like, listeners and viewers, this thing was bananas. Like, our usual Instagram hits get up to 50 likes or whatever, and like Mark and I were talking during the week, and this thing just went bananas. Like, it was, I don't know if it's at 4,000 likes yet, but it was at 3,700 likes, which is pretty insane. Just for, I mean, it was a great picture, but it seems like the hashtag Denzel Washington is the thing that gets the likes. And I was just wondering if you had any other kind of Denzel stories you can share.
Yeah, well, I mean, in this picture anyway, because, in my opinion, and in the opinion of, let's say, our world, I've got a lot of other pictures up there on that Instagram that I thought would have definitely got 3,700 likes at some point, and they don't nearly that. So it's kind of a weird thing when you put, and every once in a while put stuff up. Obviously, the Catherine Schwarzeneggers these days, I don't understand why, but when I put the Catherine Schwarzenegger stuff up, it kind of goes a little crazy.
Yeah.
I know she's popular right now, so whatever. But this Denzel and Marky Mark set that I got, on Two Guns, man, I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, it is a good picture. It's a cool picture. It's not a picture you usually see. So I kind of get that it's a little unique, but to do what it did was pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, Denzel's an absolute legend. He's easily my favorite actor. Every movie Denzel does is fantastic. He doesn't do shit movies. So I guess he's got a huge fan base. I've never shot him, unfortunately. I've never shot him. I've seen him once in the flesh. July last year, unbeknownst to me, he was being honored at the Dolby Theatre, AFI. He was there. He won the Lifetime Achievement Award from AFI. And it was a presentation at the Dolby Theatre. And funnily enough, my sister was in town to visit my child, who was born a couple of months earlier. And on this evening, we went to Dave & Buster's. We were playing in Dave & Buster's, playing on the video games and whatnot. And it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And we were going to go across the street to Ghirardelli on Hollywood Boulevard to go get some sundaes. And we walk out the front and there's like a big, there's a red carpet, basically. You're looking down on the entrance to the Dolby where they have the Oscars. So the red carpet's there. There's a big commotion. There's, fans, people in suits. And I said to her, I said, Carly, that's fucking Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington is down there right now. Have a look. It's Denzel. And, she was freaking out. She likes Denzel. And I mean, I was freaking out as well. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of his work. And I could have spat on him, basically. I was that close to him, or I'd thrown a rock and hit him. The guy's an absolute legend. I almost got out my phone to grab a picture, but in a flash, he was gone. He's one of the Hollywood stars I would really like to get a nice set on. And he seems like a great guy as well. A bunch of podcasts ago, we spoke about the Giles over at Mofo. Got of him helping this homeless man who was getting into some shit with some cops. Basically, I'll run through it briefly again. Denzel pulled his Range Rover over, gave the guy a mask as it was in Corona times, and put a loving helping hand on the guy's shoulder as these cops were going to arrest him for walking in the middle of the street or whatever. So he seems like one of Hollywood's good guys. So yeah, nothing but respect for good old Denzel.
Yeah, I have. I mean, it's not really much of a story, but the last time I shot him was, I'm actually looking on his IMDb right now, and we actually are going to come up with a couple of games real quick, okay, that we're going to do.
My goodness. Oh
okay.
My goodness.
Now that I look at this real quick, it's just going to be a couple of guessers.
Okay.
But Roman J. Israel Esquire.
Yep.
You saw it? Okay. Yeah, I shot him out there, and I shot him in Venice, and I shot him in the water, actually. I don't know if you saw it. There's a scene where he's coming out of the water. He's in the water in his clothes.
Yeah.
I don't know is there a scene in there? I haven't seen it before. So
yeah. Oh, mate, it's such a good movie.
Really?
It's so good.
I'm gonna have to see it because I wanted to see it back then. I just kind of forgot about it. But yeah, that's the last time I shot him, and he was him coming out of the water. It was great. I was only one other photographer there.
Yeah.
And I know the other photographer is probably listening right now, so I remember you. And so it was cool. He looked a little unique, he had this kind of big afro, and it was like was it a period piece too? I mean, it was supposed to be back in the 70s, or did he just look kind of 70s?
I can't remember. I just remember it being a fantastic movie. I can't remember when it was set. It was based obviously in Los Angeles. It was fantastic. I'm gonna go back and watch it as well now. I forgot all about the movie.
Okay, so I got two questions for you, Jedi. Okay.
Oh boy.
One of them, let me bring up, and we do these every once in a while, listeners. Some of you know.
My memory's so bad.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna do the quick celebrity net worth.
Okay.
Denzel is worth.
Oh
okay?
My goodness.
Just hold on a second. Let me just bring it up.
Shit.
Hold on. And I'm not going to look either. Okay.
He's been around forever.
I'm not going to look either.
And he's got to get a big fee for movies as well, because he's Denzel Washington.
Okay. So my first question was, my first guess is for you is, how many movies do you think he has under his belt? That's the one I know. Wow. So you're going to have to answer that one on your own, because I saw it when I looked it up.
He's been around forever. Oh my goodness.
I'll just give you a hint. It's a surprising number.
Yeah, so it's more than I'm expecting. I was thinking 75 would be the benchmark for over under. And I'm going to take the over. I'm going to say he's been in 87 movies. No, he can't have been in that many. Yes, he has. 87. No. Just think
87 movies.
Hang on, no. If he's been in the business, say 40 years, 2 movies a year, 80 movies, probably some years he's not done 2. 78. I'm going 78.
Okay, that's good. That's a good guess. And one other thing too that I like to do that people don't like to see on IMDb is how many, because the amount of projects you have coming up,
right,
often gives you the worth of that celebrity. I always say the amount of projects they have coming up, you can just say $1 million per project. That's how much they're getting per picture. That's my kind of general consensus. Like Leonardo DiCaprio has probably, 7 to 10 movies coming up. So he's probably getting at least 7 to 10 mil per movie, right?
Easy.
How many do you think Denzel Washington has coming up?
I'm just going to say 4.
4?
Yeah.
Good guess. Okay. So he's got 3 projects coming up.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I was surprised, because for Denzel, I thought he would be in like, a Tom Cruise or DiCaprio realm, but then he's Denzel and he picks him wisely, kind of like,
yeah. Oh, of course.
Kind of like a Daniel Day-Lewis type of thing, So, he's only got 3 coming up. He's only done 61 movies.
Oh wow. Yeah, I
You're
thought it
frozen.
was I thought it was much higher. Yeah,
Yeah,
61
yeah.
surprising to me.
So did I. Okay, so on to the next one. Okay, Denzel Washington. Been
Net
everywhere.
worth.
One of the
Yeah.
biggest legends. What do you think the net worth is?
Okay, 61 movies. Obviously wasn't bringing in the big bucks to start with. Now I'd say he probably brings in between 10 and 20 a movie, at least. Denzel, he's got to have a net worth in the range of $230 million.
Ooh. Okay. Wow, that's a good guess, I guess. I was gonna go that high. I was gonna go like a 175.
Okay.
Just because of the amount of movies that I saw him, and then the amount that are coming up. He's not just like banging them out. So
yeah, but you know what? I reckon
175.
I reckon he's pretty. I reckon he's pretty good at managing his money. He's probably got in a bunch of properties. Probably made money on that. He's probably made some good investments. He seems like a smart guy to me.
Yeah, not just the whole movie role money.
Yeah,
he's got everything else. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're doing 250. I'll do 180.
Yeah, I said 230. I think.
Oh, 230. Sorry, 230. Yeah. And I'm gonna do 180 just because you convinced me that he's got more.
Okay.
All right. So the reveal. I've got my hand over it right here because I haven't been looking at it. The reveal. $250 million.
We've got a winner.
Boom. Good guess, man.
Yeah. There you
Almost
go.
right on the money.
I love me some Denzel.
I know, man. So do I, really, though. Training Day. I mean,
yeah.
Damn.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? Damn.
Guy's a rock star.
I can watch that anytime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we definitely have to be on the lookout for more Denzel stuff. He's going to be in Macbeth. It's funny because I had info on Macbeth before COVID, and they were shooting in this little neighborhood over by Warner Brothers that you really couldn't get to, but I was almost willing to like climb a wall to like try and like look over into this little, because there's a neighborhood over by Warner Brothers that not many people know about that they shoot. And it's a known neighborhood. You've seen it in many movies.
Yeah.
And it's just off to the side of the studio,
I've driven around that.
They were shooting that over there in one of the churches. And I thought it would be cool to get.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like how many times Macbeth, this must be like the 8,000th Macbeth movie as well. I remember watching a bunch of them as for school in England. Obviously, we studied Shakespeare in England, and I must have seen like 100,000 fucking Macbeth movies.
I know, right? Well, this one is going to be so much better because Denzel's in it.
Oh yeah, I'll watch it. Oh boy, did you shoot anything from your car this week, mate?
I did shoot something from my car, actually. It was a slow week anyway, but I had actually stopped to do a little regroup on good old Abbott Kinney, which I haven't stopped on in months. And I don't know, I just was feeling a little banana down there, because they like to go to the butcher's daughter there, and was just feeling it for a second. So I went down and I was actually just on my computer, just kind of looking over some stuff and random. I was there maybe about an hour. And once you're there about an hour, you just kind of just doze off and you're not really doing whatever. Yeah. Look over and our good friend, Cody Simpson, comes walking out of butcher's daughter.
Oh, no shit. So he was probably in there the whole time you were just sat right outside.
Exactly. He probably even arrived while I was there and I didn't even see it. But he came out and he was with the girlfriend.
Okay. Yeah, I saw
model,
he was dating somebody new.
Maloney?
Something like that. Baloney.
Something Stevens. Yeah, something Stevens. Yeah. Don't know who she is yet. And it's funny. I went on her Instagram actually to see who she was. And if you go to follow her, it says she only accepts followers, like certain followers or something. It was a random message I've never seen on any other Instagram before. Yeah.
Huh.
It was really random. It's like she can only pick the followers she wants or something like that. It's really weird. But I'm like,
incredible.
okay, whatever. Yeah. So it was Cody. He comes walking out, and it's funny because he's like DiCaprio, but he's not DiCaprio.
You know what he is? He's DiCaprio.
He's DiCaprio. Yes, for sure. But he came out, his head was just on a swivel, and I'm going to say that in the microphone because it's on a swivel. And he looks over at my car, and my car, I'm completely shut up, like my windows are shut, everything's shut. But he's probably seen me before somewhere around Venice, but I haven't seen him in months. And he looked at my car, and he kind of gives me like a look, and I crack my window because I'm about to shoot him, and he instantly goes, turns his head, starts walking sideways, walking backwards. The girlfriend's just looking at him. She could see over his shoulder at me. She's just laughing. It's not a laugh like, "Oh, Cody, you're so funny." It's a laugh like, "Cody, what the hell are you doing?" Like, big deal. Who cares? So he puts his helmet on. He has a motorcycle there, and they're about to get on the motorcycle, which guarantees me shots.
Of course.
If there's a motorcycle parked and a celebrity's going to their motorcycle, obviously you want it with their helmet off for a minute, but I wasn't quick enough to get it with his helmet off, and he turned around. But he puts his helmet on, and when she jumps on the back and they start creeping out, he's got to look both ways. He's got to get ready, and he's got to go. So he looks away. She's on the back. It's some nice pictures of them on the motorcycle. We'll post them on the Instagram. They barely went anywhere. Daily Mail didn't even pick them up. They don't give a shit.
See, last time I shot.
It's a shame, but it's standard.
It's Cody Simpson. But yeah, like last time I shot him, it did really well, albeit he was on the beach, shirtless, surrounded by a bevy of beauties, just after breaking up with Miley. But then, like, the guy had no idea I was there for the longest time. I shot him on the beach for maybe an hour, and it wasn't until he was back at his car that he actually spotted me when I was shooting, out in the open. The guy had no clue at all. But I guess Abbot Kinney is, it's a spot where there usually are photographers all over the shop, so you do have to kind of be more aware of the snappers over there.
Yeah, if that's your thing, right? I mean, you're going to go to Abbot Kinney, you should expect to get shot.
Yeah.
You should expect that, you on your cool vintage motorcycle. Don't you want to look cool? Don't you want to look like cool Cody Simpson,
Well, yeah, I mean, I take my cool motorcycle and my model girlfriend to Abbot Kinney specifically to get fucking photographed.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you get there and a photographer shows up, you cover up like a weirdo, Yeah.
I mean, I saw a story about him today. I don't know if they ran your pictures with a story, but I read today that he just unfollowed his ex-girlfriend Miley Cyrus on Instagram.
Oh,
and of course, when any celebrity follows or unfollows anyone else on Instagram, it's big news these days.
Yeah, shocking, breaking news. Yeah, he's one of those. He's one of those Aussies that, I don't even really think the Aussies really care much about him because I don't see my sales going to that. We'll see. We'll let everybody know if these pictures went anywhere in Australia, but I don't think they do. And he's one of those guys that I think he just thinks he's bigger than he is.
Yeah, the kid's only been big news when it's been to be with who he's dating. Remember years ago, somehow he dated Gigi Hadid.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he was no news for the longest time. And then, he's dating Miley and he pops back into the news. So unless this model turns out to be the next, Sports Illustrated swimsuit model of the year or whatever, or a big Victoria's Secret model, it'll be no news again for poor old little Cody.
Yeah. And I see him all the time on Abbot Kinney when he's just in Venice and Santa Monica when when he's in town, and it's always the same thing. And I just want to tell Cody sometimes, just lighten up a little bit, dude. Like we're not, and the photographers that shoot them are never aggressive photographers. I never see anybody jumping out of cars and getting in the face or doing anything like that. It's always from across the street. It's always mellow, and he should never be as shy as he is when he's out there.
No, he's not worth the effort for us to get out of our cars and chase him down. It just isn't worth the effort.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely could have got got down the road and maybe got a different kind of 2-shot of them on the motorcycle, but I wasn't about to. I wasn't about to even move.
No, poor old Cody.
So, Cody, next time, just lighten up a little bit, buddy. Okay. I mean, your songs are all about that. So just live like you like your songs are.
I've never heard one of his songs, thankfully, and I'm not going to go and search one out either.
And you know what? I think I've heard a couple of his songs, not on the radio or not on anything else, but I just wanted to know what his songs were like. And I think I've heard them, and I can't remember anything about what I've heard. So, keep doing what you're doing, Cody. But I'm trying to go down the list here of any kind of news that's happening right now. I'm seeing a lot of, horrible Daily Mail, left side of Daily Mail news, which I never try and look at.
Yeah.
But as I'm going down the celebrity side of the news, it's a pretty slow news day or week or whatever. I see Chris Hemsworth is, joking around with his brother playing golf while they're in Byron Bay. Just living the greatest life ever.
I've not seen anything come out of LA for the last couple of weeks. Anything like really exciting that's made me think, oh my goodness, I wish I was a part of that. It does seem pretty quiet, and it tends to quieten down as we approach Thanksgiving and then December. The next 6 to 8 weeks are generally, well, for me, they're usually my quietest time, which is why I've taken the next 3 weeks off to kind of relax and get this move going.
Yeah, it's the best time to be doing what you're doing right now. I am seeing some pictures of Justin Bieber on the beach in Malibu, just by himself, taking some alone time. Good for him.
Yeah, good for Biebs.
Yeah. Friend of the show. Recent friend of the show. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, I did shoot Arnold Schwarzenegger the other day. I forgot about that.
There you go. Your
nothing
boy.
Big, just Arnold Schwarzenegger every single day. He
riding
goes out and he does his bike ride, and I never know what's gonna go and what's not gonna go. I shoot it anyway. I send it in, and it just never goes. But then the next day it goes. So I wonder if Daily Mail can tell me how that works, but my pictures never seem to go of Arnold anymore.
Oh, that's frustrating. I don't think I've ever shot. Actually, you know what? I've shot Arnie once in Malibu, like many, many years ago. Yeah, Winter's moving house as well. Breaking news. I drove past the house last week, and there's a for sale sign up. So I don't know whether she's going to move somewhere less PAP friendly, because at the moment you could go and knock on her front door, and park right outside her driveway. So I don't know if she's going to be moving somewhere gated and a bit more protected, because if I were her, I'd certainly be fed up of getting photographed every time I leave a house. So we'll see where old Ariel moves over to.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's going to be to the west side, maybe to the beach.
Well, it seems like that's where people are kind of moving to these days.
Yeah.
But not on ours. I usually tell people too, when I've talked to celebrities, and I think I've mentioned this on the podcast, but when I've talked to celebrities about where they should move, where there's no PAPs, I always give them advice, because I know of a few places around LA where they should move to. Yeah. And they never seem to do it. And the ones that I've talked to have always moved to the most mecca PAP friendly places.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's very strange.
Let's move to Mandeville Canyon. Nobody lives there. Then we're not going to be followed on Mandeville Canyon.
Yeah. So you know, it's a little advice, people. You can move. You know, like Katherine Heigl, she moved to like Utah, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, she hasn't done a movie in a while, or you know, maybe she's kind of given up because you know she's probably worth a little bit. Maybe we should do a celebrity worth on her one day. But she, you know, she moved away. She got out of Dodge because she got sick of it. And honestly, Hollywood, if she wants to do a movie, I think she can.
No, she can't. Hollywood blacklisted her. She's apparently like an absolute C word to work with.
Oh yeah, that's true.
She's like the worst person in the world.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
aside from Julia.
Yeah, aside from Julia, but Julia's the worst person to us. Heigl is apparently the worst person to everybody on the production. She used to be a sweetheart back in the day.
I know.
On her early Grey's Anatomy days.
Yeah.
Oh, breaking Grey's Anatomy news. Isn't McDreamy or McSweeney or whatever the Patrick Dempsey's character is called? Isn't he back in the show? Did I see that on somewhere in the news this week? I think there was a selfie of Patrick Dempsey and Ellen Pompeo.
No,
like,
is he?
Welcome back to the show or something like that. I've not watched it.
No way.
I've not watched it ever, so I didn't even know he'd left. But apparently he's coming back for the new season.
No way. Yeah, Patrick Dempsey. I mean, I think, what is he hurting these days? Is he hurting?
Maybe. Did he get?
I mean, I see him pop
recently?
up on my Instagram. Yeah. I think so. Maybe.
Maybe he got divorced and needs to get back to work. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I heard he got divorced and then he moved down to Venice, actually, to a little bachelor pad. And actually, there was myself and only one or two other photographers that knew where he lived in Venice, and we worked on him a little bit. And he was always really cool, but when he was living on his own as the bachelor, he kind of turned into a dick. And
yeah, he probably didn't want.
I heard he got back with his.
Oh, well, I say he probably didn't. He was being a dick because he didn't want you guys like shooting the plethora of models and beauties that were arriving.
No, there was never.
No,
that's what we were there for, and there was never any girls coming in and out of there, which we were surprised about. There was actually a bunch of dudes that would come in and out of there. Not that I'm saying anything, but I'm just saying there was a lot of dudes coming in and out of his place. You know, a lot of randoms, not a lot of the same dudes. It was just a lot of random dudes. And
wow.
You know, we were expecting girls, but we saw dudes. So, you know, like I said, not saying anything, but
nah, he's just playing video games with his bros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could have been it. Yeah. Although we could see into his living room, and they weren't much in the living room. So whatever.
Oh boy.
But Dempsey, I you know, I love Dempsey, so I can't say much bad about him.
Yeah. That's funny.
But I don't know. It seems like a slow day. It seems like we're running a little low on stories here, listeners. So I'm thinking maybe, what do you think, Jedi? You think we should wrap this one up?
Just wrap it up, put a bow on it, and send it out there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, once again, listeners, we thank you for listening. We want you to not be shy like Cody Simpson, and definitely comment on some of these episodes and give us some feedback. Anything you want to hear, anything you want to hear about, any celebrities you want to hear about, let us know. And if we have offended anybody on this episode, we do apologize.
Absolutely. I'd like the listeners to start leaving some comments on the YouTube videos. You know, whether they like it, whether they love it, whether they hate it, whether they want us to stop. Some suggestions, maybe some outfit choices for us to wear. Maybe they want to see us in dresses doing the next episode of a PPC, following in the footsteps of Harry Styles. Not sure that we can pull these looks off, but you never know. And yeah, we're loving, you know, the views and the comments on the Instagram. Keep doing that, guys. And yeah, be well, stay safe. And you know,
yeah,
I think
we're only filmed from the chest up. So if we're wearing a dress, it's really not going to do too much. I probably won't wear it anyway. But if you want to have any other, you know, outfit choices, then you know we're up for anything.
Absolutely. All right, mate. Well, I think the next podcast we might be doing it in the same place together. We'll see.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah,
exciting stuff. All right, from myself, Jedi, and from Mark over there in Sunshine Studio. Take care, be well, and we'll see you next time.